Tonight on Survivor with J-Jack and Colleen, we're going to review episode 12, Truth Kamikaze. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Survivor with J-Jack and Colleen. My name is Jay.
My name is Colleen.
And I'm one is better than two.
And welcome to the show. I don't know what that math is, but I'm cool with it.
Well, you got one in the two in the water, and then two came out of the water, leaving one in the water.
That's fair.
I don't think anyone said, "Hey, Heather, come out of the water and sit here."
So bad.
Oh boy.
Okay, a lot happened.
Anyway, I just found that funny.
I
almost went when Jeff said, "Keep you've screwed up." What did he say? Told Heather, "Keep going, Heather. It's not you've."
Oh, you've been.
Oh yeah, you screwed up before. You can do.
You screwed up before.
Yeah.
I said that's a bit wrong, but anyway, go ahead.
In an episode that had a lot of fireworks, where we thought it would probably be Ricard, it would make sense to send Ricard home. He kept himself safe. And in
I wonder if he would have been voted out though.
I don't know. I think so because I think they realize he's a lot to win if they keep him.
Right? We saw 8 million confessionals tonight. Like, maybe we should have gotten rid of Ricard, or it was a mistake. I thought it was a great idea to keep Ricard, but now I'm thinking maybe it was a mistake.
Yeah, because I think Heather and Erica want to keep Ricard.
I don't think so anymore. I think Erica.
Foolish.
Yeah. Anybody. Yeah. Because apparently they have the exact same game.
Well, that's another thing. You know, Heather's been running go to the century gameplay of this season. But according to the players in the game, they think Erica and Heather are playing a similar game.
Right.
Which says something about
neither one's
we're seeing versus what the players in the game are actually seeing, which is they both seemingly aren't doing much.
Exactly. Which, yeah, it's just interesting. Yeah.
What's your thoughts there, Miss Edgict herself, Colleen? What's your thoughts on the...
I'm going to reboot.
Oh, that's... we're going to lose Jack for a second. That's okay. But, Colleen, you're very much into the edit, and what does that mean? Now...
Well, I think it clearly means that...
Well, hold on. Let me finish my thought.
Okay.
In this episode, Deshawn basically calls out Erica for having the same gameplay as Heather, which we've seen has been almost non-existent. So is the edit being intentionally misleading?
It has to be, because Erica is saying that Heather, she's concerned that, people are going to confuse their games, which implies the way she said it, that she feels Heather is playing a decent game. We keep hearing people say how Eric is a threat. Eric is really smart. Eric is a really good player, which reflects well on Erica. But it doesn't reflect so much. It doesn't reflect so well to hear being compared to this person whose game we haven't really seen except for one tribal council in which
it was a disaster.
It was a disaster. So I think that is looking good. A point in Erica's favor for, possibly winning in general. We did see more of Erica tonight. That could be just because there was only 6 people left. But yeah, I think Erica is somebody to watch. I can't see her. Nobody is targeting her. We haven't even heard any hints of anybody really wanting to target her. Which is interesting because we also simultaneously hear that she's a threat, right? And nobody's wanted to target her for several votes. Hi, Elena. Happy Wednesday. I think, and we were talking about this when I just did the bonus episode with Zach, is I wonder if there's some sort of version of Ricard or Deshawn go out at 5. And then for fire making at 4, I wonder if that's how we lose one of the other two. Say Erica wins at So it's either. I'm gonna guess that nobody's making.
He
Heather.
said there's 2 tribal councils left to
Yes,
vote,
there's-
and then a fire making challenge. So that means it's a final 2, right?
See, I got the impression that he was saying there's 3 tribals left total. And
Yeah, the one to win. So there's the one to vote to win.
Final tribal.
But that means he said there's 2.
Yeah, the 5th person voted out, and the fire making challenge.
No, I saw
3. So, final 2.
final 2 by the logic of today.
Interesting. So then, who wins in a final 2 matchup? Anybody that's against Heather wins automatically because it's just based on what we're seeing.
Oh, maybe it's Erica and Heather, and then Erica like ekes it out. Like
maybe, but then it would take a lot to get. I mean, that would be great, but to get Xander, Ricard, and Deshawn out, in which one has to be fire and the other 2 are physical challenges, when Xander and Ricard are pretty good at the challenges in general.
Who knows? But the thing is Erica has played a game of luck where she's had luck on her side that saved her a few times. So does she still have a little bit of survivor luck that kind of gets her to the end, pairs her with Heather, and then she gets the vote?
Right. So next vote would most likely be the one in which the last one to play the idol, since we didn't hear anything about it tonight, other than like they were looking for one, and there was no story plot point that was like last night to play. So maybe this season is usually is it usually at 5 or 6?
Is the last immunity idol. So
okay.
I thought it was 5.
Maybe it is 5. I thought it was 6.
Yeah, now I'm confused. But I wonder if Xander plays his idol at 4 no matter what, or I'm sorry, at 5 no matter what, because why not? Then he
gives it to someone else.
I could see Erica. I don't think Deshawn's going to win. We have too much of a, edit from Deshawn. Like, he gets a good edit, he gets a negative edit. Like, he's got these good moments, he's got these humanizing moments, but he also has these moments where, like, it was not a good look for him to be at Tribal, to be like, hey, Erica, I know that we have this final 2 deal, but I just got to say.
Well, if he could have.
I thought he was toast, honestly.
If he could have swayed Heather.
So awkward, though, right? Like,
it's awkward.
Back there with them all.
it's playing the game, right?
I guess. I just don't understand. I don't know. I don't understand it. It clearly, I think it was a misplay, but I don't understand them keeping them there. And Ricard, who wanted to get Deshawn out, still voted Danny anyway. I assume to kind of show that he's in lockstep with Erica, but still, I don't know.
Or maybe he just pieced together like, oh, Deshawn has just truly blown up his own game. So,
yeah.
I mean, like, maybe he's hedging his bets that the bridges were blown up too much.
Maybe Deshawn wanted to go. Maybe he wanted Danny to stay.
Well, the look on Deshawn's face when he found out that they were going to a whole new beach, it was like, I've made a terrible mistake.
I mean, that is true. Like, that's a big twist going to the island for the finale, which I kind of did because it's like Finale Island. I love that.
Yeah, I'm actually okay with that. That's a twist that I'm okay with.
And then Erica's like, "Do you got any more of those hourglasses on that island?" Use another one of the hourglasses.
I'd like to roll my dice today. Yeah. I don't know though. I get the feeling that we're gonna have a final 3. I mean, Heather, Xander, and then I don't know who the third one's going to be. I don't think Deshawn. I think what we've seen of Deshawn, like, I think he's definitely somebody back.
After this episode, his game is destroyed, right?
Yeah.
It's blown up.
Exactly. But I am interested in watching the Ponderosa videos with Danny.
I think he's just having a good time. He said, I got a 50% chance of going home. I don't care.
I know, but as Ricard pointed out, it really only works if you're like dropping mics in the way out. You're like, peace, biatches.
But even when he Heather hears the information, she just goes.
Well, she's taking the Erica approach, which is really strategic. So
she's so confused. She was like, we talked about racism on the beach this morning. If I get mad, like, what does that mean? Poor Heather. She's just learning.
We're picking on Heather, but
the chat's really
good
quiet tonight. I just want to call it out. Elena's the only one's posted so far, but there's 8 people watching right now. So the chat, let's come alive. All right.
Yeah.
Bring the energy. It's unacceptable.
Woo-hoo. Unacceptable.
Yeah,
I can't carry this whole show by myself, guys. My throat's
You're
starting.
not. Just
And I
can we just talk about
what are you talking about? I am Mary.
Sure. Ricard. And here we go. Thank you, Miami Mike, Jamie. Flip your you.
This.
Whoa! This is we lose advertisers doing that kind of stuff. Stop it.
Way to go. I was going to retire, but screw that.
All right, Ricard. Another great episode for him,
dude.
Because he's
he is calm, cool, and collected.
It's like when even Jeff tried to trip him up in the question. He goes, "Well, there's no way I can answer that without giving my game away."
Yeah, it's like, yeah.
He's like 2 or 3 steps ahead.
The better his hair gets, the better the gameplay.
Oh my god, his hair looks so good, right?
Oh, what I would give.
Look.
Miami Mike, do you think
what?
Deshaun
Why are you saying look?
No.
Let's Elena, nobody wants to voice an opinion. What are you talking? I'm a kind soul. There's no wrath of Jim.
Yeah, it's just when I voice an opinion, Elena. It's fine.
Yeah. I have disdain for Colleen. That's all.
Well, he treats me like he treats you on the Ramblecast. I'm the Colleen on the Ramblecast when Jay's on there.
I'm not even on the Ramblecast.
When you're on there, you were on there last night.
Because I was trying to have fun with the Beatles. And
I had mute. What are you talking? I had mute. I had my mic muted.
Yeah, you didn't like Get Back?
No, he just didn't like talking about it. Apparently,
I said talking about it again. People are already falling asleep.
It's so good. It doesn't matter. You know who was falling asleep? Zachary, while we were doing the Patreon bonus show. I gotta apologize to everybody. That poor kid was so tired.
Miami Mike, do you think Deshaun got a winner's edit tonight?
No, I don't.
And we'll close out with our goat of the game and player of the game. But I just think throughout this episode, Ricard showed again why he's a fantastic player, because just Colleen, you pointed out while we were watching it, the very subtle way of getting people to react or to emote or
he's so good at talking to people. He just
plants. Deshaun talked about planting a seed and then be able to pull the fruitful fruit to eat later. He says that, but the Ricard actually does it, where he just kind of just says a phrase or something and it just permeates.
You know why? Because he has this very flowy, smooth way of talking. I do not.
No.
But no, it's like the opposite me, like jerky and like a jerk. Yeah, very brass. Like he flows very smoothly, and he's got this
it's the hair. I think it's partially.
It might be the hair, but it's like this velvety way of speaking, right? And anyway, so he's very good, and I don't see a world in which he gets to the end and doesn't win. Unless
if he gets to the end,
mm-hmm.
and they had one chance to get him out. If the next time they don't get him out and he goes on to win the game, it's almost Boston Rob where that one where the people were like, oh, Boston Rob. But this is at what point do you wake up and say, I can't? Even Jeff was saying, is your vote based on who you can beat, who you want to sit in the finals? I can't beat him. I need to take a chance and get rid of him, keep Xander around. And then Xander would be my next one.
And as we talked about before, it was funny how many confessionals we got today that was like, well, I thought keeping Ricard around was a good idea, but maybe we should have voted him out. Maybe this wasn't a good idea. Just kidding.
Yeah, they had a chance to get him out because he's the best. Who's left? Who's better at challenges? Xander, maybe.
I mean, they're all kind of good, but Ricard is great. How he talked about his strategy, maybe revealed a little bit too much, but he was going through 4-letter words as he was unspooling the thing and being dizzy. The cognitive strength of Ricard throughout this, and you can see, you've seen like say Shan's gameplay, which was on par, if not better than Ricard's earlier in the game. But how it dissipated with the lack of sleep and lack of eating and stuff like that. But Ricard, and maybe he's one more challenges, but Ricard's been able to like keep the edge.
To be fair, to be fair, he did have an extra piece of mango or papaya.
That extra papaya really.
Well, even like his calm, cool, collected when the puzzle wasn't right. Like I said, because your mom was, I said he's not going to know the U's upside down, or was it a V? Whatever, something was upside down.
It was the U, and I said that several times. I was like, "Oh my god, it's upside down! He's going to lose." That's how.
And he turns around, he looks at it, and goes, takes it all down, and where everyone else is like going,
yeah,
they completely were lost.
Yeah,
even though Deshaun was close.
Yeah,
he was just a hair off, and he couldn't figure it out.
And the crazy thing about that puzzle was it had to be the same on both sides.
Yeah,
that's tough.
Yeah,
because it had to read the same way on either side, which means the letters weren't the same because So,
but and that's the key to it. Like when some about poker face, he goes, "I got a great poker face." He does.
Yeah, but it's not just it's the to your point, Jack, like the remaining calm under pressure, because we've seen it time and time again where there's some kind of roadblock in a challenge or something like that, and then either the team or the individual will unravel.
Right.
And this was another case in point where there was absolutely like the upside down union having to basically like would maybe try to like, I don't have enough time, I just maybe to take out this one piece and then fix it. No, he was like, no, let me see exactly what I did wrong, take it all down and start over. Knowing that was the better way to go versus maybe freaking out and be like, I have enough here, I just need to try and make this work with what I have, which probably would have escalated and somebody else would have won. But like that's another level of collected under pressure that, again, we've seen it is really hard this season when they are not comfortable, they're not eating that much, and being kind of put through stresses that Survivor players haven't had in a long time.
It's so crazy when you think about how it's only day 23, 24.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, usually this is day 36 or whatever. Like
they probably don't smell as bad.
Yeah, right.
But like,
so when you think about how Survivor is supposed to be like a microcosm of life, the people that get ahead in life are generally the people who are cool. I mean, not like your a-hole CEOs, crazy people, but like
I've never worked with any of those.
You never worked with any of those in any of your jobs. But usually it's the people that remain calm under pressure that are the people that are successful in life in general.
Like the game. The truth is,
he's calm and smart. So that's
for just like
and great hair. I mean, with
great hair, like
it looks very good. Jay, what were you gonna say? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you made me lose my train of thought.
You were saying my name.
I hate podcasting with you. What?
No, it's why you hate podcasting.
I thought I interrupted you. Was it me?
No, it was Colleen. No. I was literally saying something.
I know he was going to tell me you hung up. Like, you cut me off before. So
yeah, I was literally like starting a thing, and she's like, I see you starting a thing, but I don't care. I'm just going to keep talking. Yeah. And that's it in a nutshell. Okay. Any other thoughts about this episode before we pick our player of the game and goat of the game?
I think it's going to be interesting to see the fallout from what I think it's going to be interesting to see the fallout from what Deshaun did, because I truly think he was not expecting to be the one that was kept. And we saw this whole thing with him and Erica, right? Like, I thought that they were going to be do or die and have this pact. And then there was
a mistake. Yeah.
Yeah. And so blowing up her game like that was a mistake. And I don't know if we'll see any fallout with Heather, but it'll be interesting to see the fallout back at camp, because Erica was very clearly, very obviously pissed at him when she was like, I knew I couldn't trust you, though. Thank you for confirming it for me.
Well, did the pat on the knee. I was like,
yeah, she was like, thanks, friend. I'm like, oh, that's never good.
Don't touch me. My name is Francis Sawyer. Okay. Anyway, I'll leave it at that.
So I don't know. Do you think we'll have like some Deshaun Erica showdown?
Oh, absolutely. But here's the thing. This is where it's interesting that I'm going to Finale Island, where now they have to kind of build. There's like the stressors of adapting to a new place to live. How is that going to impact gameplay? And then, so normal gameplay plus like finale gameplay, it's final 5. Everyone kind of has to play a bit of a like even more so an individual game, because you want to win these last immunity challenges. You don't want it to be up to somebody else to decide for you, right? Because everybody's against everybody in these, if you're in the final 5. And I think obviously everyone's been going after Ricard. Deshaun blew up his game, so nobody trusts him. So then there's the three goats, if you will. Xander's played a good game, but he's kind of been quiet lately, of Erica, Heather, and Xander. And are they going to cannibalize each other? If it's a final 2, they have to at some point. So it's setting up for a very interesting final 5, where you're right, there may be blowback from the Deshaun, or his game's already blown up and everyone's just playing for themselves, because if it is a final 2, there's nowhere to hide in a final 2.
You think Deshaun was thinking, okay, because the right move, I would have taken Deshaun out. To me,
that was my next question.
I thought he was a bigger threat than I love Danny, but I thought he wasn't as big a threat as. Damn,
now Heather has something to take to the end. Erica has something to take to the end. Like, I kept you, Deshaun.
Yeah.
If I'm Ricard, I might have gone after Xander tonight, because you want to get. I mean, I don't want to go final 3 with Xander. I mean, Xander probably wouldn't beat him.
But Xander doesn't have anything really on his resume to take. No. What does he have? Like, I tricked everybody along with Tiffany and.
Well, if he can go with Erica and Heather. See, because Xander to me is more of a threat to win the challenges.
To win the challenge,
Danny and Deshaun. So, plus he has his idol.
I think
he does. But we've heard in a lot of interviews that Xander wasn't. People really weren't working with him, so I don't know if he would have the resume going to the finale. And I wonder if Deshaun and Ricard and Erica know that, and that's why nobody's targeting him, because he did just disappear in the background. Like, it was basically just Liana that wanted him out and nobody else.
Well, from what we've seen though, too, I think Xander's played a pretty good game. But they may not be.
He's had moments. He has had moments, right? And I think the fake idol out. Like, he's had a few good moments, but in terms of like recent moves, like, or at least again, this is where the edit's leading us to think one way over another. But in terms of what we're seeing, there just hasn't been that much. I've seen more of Erica's gameplay than his lately.
Yeah,
with Erica too.
Erica is a strong choice, because we've also seen how we've seen it mentioned several times that a woman should win this season. And the only 2 women left are Heather and Erica.
Jack, go ahead and finish your thought.
Well, I was going to say, didn't Erica say the first episode that she worked on building fire? I thought it was Erica that said that.
No, I thought it was JD that was like, I worked on sure could do fire, and they did fire, and that I think he might have said that, but I know Erica. I think Erica said it too. She said, "I knew there's fire challenge. I knew this." So maybe she gets voted out. She's.
Maybe she's in fire making challenge.
Because people maybe they don't, because maybe she had, because I think she said too, I may not show that I know how to make the fire. I wish I had it in front of me, but I can't remember.
If she said that in the first episode, then that is a pretty strong case.
I could be 100% wrong, but I should probably go back and watch
a final 3 where Heather's not in it. Like, Erica wins it. Imagine Erica knocking out Deshaun making fire. That would be insane. Just saying.
Can Xander use his idol at 5, or was it 6? I think it'll be tonight, or 5, right? Seemingly.
Yeah. He would have said if anyone has an advantage, or said tonight's the last night you can use it. He just said. Do you want to play it?
I can't remember.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
I think it must be at 5, because everything's been kind of pushed back, right? So if it's a final 2, it seems like maybe idle at 5.
Usually, my next said Usually 5 is the last chance.
Jamie Jo Kelly, Erica told us this on her 2-day island time. The 5.
Oh, okay. I knew she
And then
said
Miami
it.
Mike says usually 5 is the last chance. So
So I was right.
Could we see? Ooh, who has advantages that's still left in the game? Is it just Xander?
I think it's
So
just
there's no
Xander.
advantage get in, right? That could be
Yeah,
happening.
I couldn't believe they were floating another idol out there.
Danny saw it, right? It was there. We saw it, didn't we?
We saw it, but he didn't see
He didn't see it. Yeah.
I love how
he didn't see when they put that bright light on it.
it wasn't
He
even
left
like
the game
hidden.
before he
Like,
went to the island.
here's a tip: if you're ever going to look for something that's hidden, look for like an unnatural pile of something. Like the sticks were literally just like piled on top of it in a teepee, and it was like poking out there. Like there was, it was like one of these, like something doesn't belong here. One of these things is not like the other. And I thought it was really funny that Danny is like, I found sticks and leaves and rocks and burlap, and wrapped in burlap.
I thought he was Castaway. He needed a volleyball. Well said.
All right. Goat of the game. Who played a game so insignificant that a player would take them to the end because they would have no chance of winning? That is the goats we're talking about. Colleen, who is your pick for goat of the game?
Heather.
Jack.
I go with Heather.
I'm going to say Deshaun because I think he blew up his game so much today that that's why they kept him around. That's why Eric kept him around, because no chance of winning. Throwing it, being crazy tonight.
I could totally see the case being made for that, but wouldn't a goat also be, by definition, somebody that you could take to the end knowing that you could beat them? And
Deshaun would get votes.
Deshaun would get votes. Like in parentheses, they would get maybe 1 or 2 votes.
Well, maybe not if he's going up
every week. I'm just trying something new this week.
If he's going up against Ricard, there's no way. I think Ricard sweeps it.
And if he doesn't sweep it, at least whoever, Deshaun or even Erica, if Heather's on the jury, they might get a couple of votes thrown their way. But yeah, the main thing is they have to get Ricard out.
Yeah.
All right. Player of the game, Colleen.
Player of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it couldn't be Deshaun.
It's Heather, because Heather and Erica are playing the same game.
You're right.
And
Heather
2 is better than 1 when it's that way.
Yeah, I got to go with Heather. Heather is both the GOAT and the player of the game at the same time. By being the player of the game.
How could she be the player of the game when she got out of the water and Jeff clearly said, gee, that would be the ball where someone else would be over there. Poor Danny had to swim all
Jack, your player of the game.
No, but for real though, my player of the game would have to be Ricard, because I think it's the same himself. And Heather says, Sherry said in the chat, remember they were looking for someone who could beat Ricard. That's why Deshaun is still there. I don't know if that's why Deshaun is still there.
But Deshaun's never won a challenge, has he?
No. I guess they were thinking he won the reward challenge.
Yeah.
But these things are always some type of balance and some type of puzzle towards the end, right? Or it's the ball one where the ball's rolling and they have an arm.
And they have to
put it back in. Like, I don't know. I feel like Danny would have been better in that scenario but who knows? Who knows who's good at that? But I think Ricard's going to be good at that one because he just has that focus.
Ricard goes, tie up both my hands.
It's a drop and grapple. But that's like I
blindfold me.
And pretty much, I must use my ears and because he literally
he can't hear.
Oh, I can't hear out of one ear. What's the big deal?
That's true. You can't.
But the ability for him to run through the puzzle in his head, guessing what it is while he's spinning around. Like the gameplay, player of the game easily for me. Jack, who's your player of the game?
Oh, Ricard.
Yeah.
I mean,
Arlene's winner pick is looking real good right now. If he can make it to the end.
If he can make it to the end, I mean, everyone's gunning for him. He's going to have to either win
out. He's got to win out.
Or find an idol under his pillow. Either way.
I think what sucks for Danny is he's the one that kept saying, we made a mistake, and because of that, he got voted out tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you know what? It was I didn't realize that he had kept his
Yeah, I didn't. He never talked about. He never talked with a group.
Status. Yeah. Like just even from like Deshaun, his closest ally. That was a really cool
Deshaun's
scene.
like, wow.
He's like, what?
Well, I like when he left. He said, "Go Cowboys."
Yeah, I like that too. And he was like, I just
right.
Ricard. If Ricard loses at 5, he's out. If he wins at 5, then
wins at 5 in its final 4. Then there's still one more immunity challenge. There's 2 more. But it's fire making after that. So then basically you're choosing 2 people of fire to make fire. One person chooses 2, and then there's a final 2.
No, or I don't know. I don't think 2 people are going to make fire, because you said that you interpreted that there were 3 tribals left. See, I think there's 3 tribals, not 3 votes.
No, 3 tribals. One is the voting for the winner.
Right. Yeah. So it's 5. 5.
He said 2 immunity.
No, he said there's 3 tribals left, 1 fire making challenge. So I think it's a final 3.
Yeah, keep us honest on that one while we go in to see our preseason picks and start to do our tallies. Yes. But before we do that, we're going to check in with Colleen for what people say the longest and most overdrawn out segment on YouTube.
It won a Razzie.
The listener feedback section of the show. So Colleen, take it away.
First email is from Mandy, and Mandy.
Mandy.
Who the hell would pick cake and candy? Or am I too deep into Weight Watchers that when I hear grilled chicken and veggies, I get excited over a 0-point meal?
You're there, Mandy. I feel you.
Cake, though. Cake.
We did chicken and broccoli tonight for dinner.
Mm-hmm.
So
it was bread, though, which is the sugar. So
yeah, we did the Weight Watchers. Actually, it was a Weight Watchers recipe. The whatever their fried chicken thing was. It was tasty though. Also,
cheese soup.
Ooh, fun. Mandy continues. Also, if they could do an AOL IM family visit in season 2, why can't we get a Zoom family visit in season 41?
Agreed.
Oh, we didn't talk about that. How Deshaun was like, can I just have a letter from my family instead?
Maybe that was his strategy, because the whole day he when he was talking to people, like, yeah, if I'm going, maybe that was another part of his strategy about, look bad so I can stay another vote. I mean, the key to winning you can't win if you're not in it, right? So,
right.
Maybe it was a strategy.
Yeah. Any other feedback?
Yes, we have an email from Victoria. Excuse me. Victoria says, "Good evening, everyone. Sorry I've been away for a while. I've been living it up in Miami, enjoying life and the last couple of episodes of Survivor. As you know, I'm all about the gameplay. I didn't understand how Danny and Deshaun missed the opportunity to take out Heather. I think that's her name. This week. They could have pitched that Xander and Erica needed them because they can't beat Ricard alone. I know that this isn't good gameplay for either of them, but lately the way this has been going, no one is even close to beating Ricard. He's going to take out Deshaun and Xander next because he wants to sit next to Erica and Heather. I just get upset even thinking about this scenario."
The thing with Xander, though, they should have got him out today because he has the idol. He didn't even have to do the challenge, right? Yeah. He just plays the idol. He's guaranteed a chance because he'll be in the fire making challenge.
See, I don't think anybody thinks that Xander is a threat, to win.
It's like there's the 3 goats, which is different than the 3 bears.
Are they different than the 3 wise men?
Or the 3 little pigs?
Or the 3 wise people?
Or the 3... they were men, so you don't have to change their gender.
Yeah, they were men.
Do we know that for a fact? I wasn't there.
I mean, is anything for a fact? I don't know. We weren't there. But anywho. I don't know. What were we saying?
Victoria's
That's what you're thought.
She finishes her email with, "Please, Survivor gods, please, please, please do not let the final 3 be Heather," I think that's her name, Erica, and Ricard. I mean, even the edit is just finding any reason to give Heather more screen time. Even
She has
shows
been
her at the fire.
she has been talking. I mean, the first 8 episodes you never heard from her, and now she talks quite a bit. I mean,
we're scraping. There's like nowhere to hide for Heather, so
yeah,
there's
but
only 6 people left. So
when you think about what Heather's saying when she's talking, it's not gameplay. It's how she learned about the real world from the gameplay. Like, there's not a whole lot of strategy going on there that, again, isn't like the same thing.
I had no idea that people of color had a hard life. I'm learning so much.
Heather represents the casual viewer. The CBS target audience.
Survivor is hard.
I do agree with Victoria though when she talks about how at least it is an easy vote to. Well, it's probably hard to convince people, but if Heather really is playing as good of a game as Erica is concerned about, then why not make the pitch to eliminate Heather too? And that even helps Deshaun, right? If he thinks that Heather and Erica are a pair, but he wants to have this potential final 2 deal with Erica, why not go after Heather and weaken her numbers and really solidify her reliance on you as an ally? Like, that makes total sense. Like, Danny and Deshaun should have brought to bring Erica in. They should have cut off her allies, and that would be Xander or Heather. Xander could play his idol, so why not go for Heather?
Problem is, though, is Heather a threat to win a challenge?
No, but at this point, they don't care. Like, if they have to get past this round. Like, that's their priority. They know it's either one of the 2 of them. So they just need to figure out whatever's going to advance them to the final 5. I mean, it's not like Erica's winning a whole lot of challenges. Deshaun's not. So, no. I mean,
That's why I said I would have probably taken out Deshaun.
Deshaun's the bigger player, but, the Erica, who's getting a winner's edit.
She did mention fire.
Winner's Erica? Erica? Okay, fine. That was terrible. Sorry. Anyway, Victoria is done.
Okay. Well,
so it was only 2 emails?
Yes.
It took 25 minutes.
No, it did
really
not.
did.
You guys are the worst.
Hey, the sun's coming up.
So, who went home tonight?
Who went home tonight?
I will say Danny's edit definitely screamed home, 6-person voted out, or
Take me
I said final 3. And Colleen and Jack get a point. You both said merge.
Miami Mike in the chat while you're doing the tally also agrees that he said 3 tribals left, not 3 votes left. So that tribal, that's the fire-making tribal, would count as a tribal.
You're a tribal. Okay, let's go to who we thought was going to go home. I said Deshaun. Dang it. So
I said Ricard.
I said Erica. I got a rock.
Nobody got.
All right. Who do we think's going home this week? I believe I will go first. Oh, darn it. All right. I'm going to say. Oh, wait. Sorry. This is our finale pick. So,
right.
Oh, we got to go in our order.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, boy. All right. Now I'm nervous. I'm glad that you go first.
Yeah, I don't like going first, but whatever. All right, let me just make sure I'm setting this up. Okay.
Wait. Well, you should have told me ahead of time. I only had 1 pick.
No, I'm going. All right, so I'm going to reverse engineer this for my first. So Ricard, I think, is going to win.
Okay.
This is wishful thinking because he somehow manages to bring Heather along. Erica is at 2, and you know what? Oh, that stupid fire making thing. Maybe she's.
Yeah, there's 5 people left, right?
Like Heather could go at, they could force her to go to fire.
She's going to lose.
But if Erica wins immunity at 4,
I didn't know fire was hot.
I've learned so much today.
things.
I've learned so much.
Oh, we're just kidding, Heather. If you're listening, we like to joke around.
Xander at 4. That is what I'm going with here. Let me just make it small so it'll fit. All right, Colleen.
So wait, do we also do our winners pick at this point too? Like, don't we do two
Your
different
final,
votes?
like who do you think's going to win is number
Okay,
1.
I thought we did 2 different votes. Okay.
No, you already had your winner's pick, which is Ricard is your winner's pick.
Okay, why doesn't Jack go second?
I'm ready.
Oh, you're right. Jack is second. I apologize. All right, Action Jackson, you have
Ricard number 1,
Ooh.
Xander number 2, Erica number 3, Heather 4, and Deshaun goes out next week. Now this will be all screwed up if Deshaun wins immunity, or if Erica or Heather wins immunity. It's going to screw me up because Ricard will be the first one out.
It's a risky proposition to keep or make Ricard your number 1 just because he needs to win out. He needs to win out to win the game, but I believe in him to win out.
He doesn't have to win out. He has to win next week, right? And it's fine. They're down to 4, and then he's guaranteed fire making challenge, right?
Yeah, but maybe he goes against Erica and loses against Erica.
Yeah, there's always that chance.
All right, Colleen, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, for the sake of points here, I will go with Erica as the winner. Because if we're all the same, it's gonna be
spread. Okay.
Xander at 2. Heather at 3. Actually, no. I'm sorry. I'm gonna put Deshaun at 4. No, because that would imply I think that it'll be Xander, Deshaun making fire against each other, and Ricard at 5. Because if Ricard doesn't win at 5, he's gone. And if he wins it, he doesn't win, and they keep him, then they all deserve to lose.
All right, so there you have it. I have Deshaun going first. Xander, Heather, Erica, Ricard wins in a final 3 of Erica, Heather, and Ricard. Jack has almost pretty close to mine. Deshaun, Heather, Erica, Xander, Ricard, with Erica, Xander, and Ricard being the final 3. Colleen has probably the most likely scenario if everything.
The most depressing one too.
It is the most depressing. Ricard out first, Deshaun, Heather, Xander, and Erica. Luckily, we only have to suffer through one episode if that turns out to be the case. In terms of final tallies before the final episode, I am tied with Jack with 8 tallies each. Colleen is pretty solidly in the lead with 11 tally points. And she has Ricard, her first pick, still in the game.
Mine's Xander's the last one.
Yours is Xander. You can get 1 point if Xander wins, so it's kind of useless. And I have Erica. I can get 5 points if Erica wins. But Colleen's covered the spread pretty well here because she has Erica as her winner.
Yeah, I'm trying to see what could get me the maximum amount of points because
remember,
points if Ricard wins, I also will get points now if Erica wins.
I did change this last time where it is in order. So you get 1 point through 5 points.
Right.
So you have a potential to earn
5 points.
5 points if you get them all right.
Okay.
So it's a point for each correct one.
Point for each correct one.
Well,
and then you get 5 extra. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I both am rooting for myself and rooting against myself at the same time.
Can I switch mine around?
I'll
okay.
All right. Well, that'll do it for this episode of Survivor with Jay, Jack, and Colleen. I want to thank everybody in the chat to hang out with us tonight, and especially our patrons like Tack from Tokyo, Eckhart Richter, Maggie the Magnificent, Joanne with the Plan, and Ed the creepy male person. Join our Facebook group, facebook.com/group/Jay and Jack group. Talk about the episode. Sherry made a really cool artsy post today with Ricard and that amazing hair. So Sherry, if you're in the chat still, thank you for that.
I'm not going to go. I'm tired of looking at Ricard's hair.
I'll never get tired of looking at that hair.
Ricard didn't have
never
hair.
tire. Anyway, we will see you all next time. Hasta luego.
If you're a patron,
And goodbye.
if you're a patron, watch our listen to the patrons bonus show with Zachary. It'll be out on Patron's feed. Bye.